So I'm a co-founder of Flotype. It's a company I founded with two other East majors here at Cal while we were students, and since then we dropped out of school and we're working full-time. It's hard to explain exactly what we do because we don't sell to consumers. What we create is a server software called Bridge. Bridge is a program that allows developers to really easily build real-time web applications, and we license it directly to other customers. So that's basically what I do in a nutshell. I've actually been into entrepreneurship as a hobby sort of since beginning of high school even. And when I entered EECS at Cal, I was actually considering maybe doing business or something also. But as soon as I entered EECS, as soon as school started when I was a freshman, I immediately realized how much work this would be, and I kind of lost focus on the business side of things and really started focusing on just the engineering. But one thing I did allow myself to keep doing was I participated in hackathons. There was one the first month when school started, and I was really intimidated. I thought to myself, there's no way I can go to a hackathon. I'm not going to be good enough. All these Berkeley engineers are going to be amazing, and I'm just going to be a little noob. But I was like, whatever, what's the worst that could happen? So I went with one of my suite mates and worked our ass off the entire night and didn't sleep at all and didn't stop. And we actually got third place, and I was super surprised. There was like 30 teams, and here we were, like freshmen, a month into school, and here we are, winning third place, and I was super proud. And around that time, I also met Sri, one of my co-founders, and Darshan, my other co-founder. And from then on, we just started hacking on random projects, both participating in hackathons and also on our own. I actually started building what became the first version of Flotype at a hackathon my sophomore year. I worked with Sri and Darshan and some other people. We built a shopping website, actually. It wasn't anything like what we were doing now, because now we're doing like web server technology. So this shopping website, we took it and we submitted it to a competition held by Center for Entrepreneurship Technology on campus. And we made a presentation, and we were one of the winners of the competition. And from then on, we started talking to investors in the Silicon Valley, and we got a lot of interest, and that's how our company came to be. So a lot of East majors, and myself included, the story goes way back. Specifically, for me, when I was 8 years old, when I was living in Canada with my parents parents were students at University of Manitoba, and there basically weren't any toys at home because they couldn't afford any. But my dad had a computer, and when he wasn't home, I would just be on the computer playing games and messing around all day. And eventually, I was 8 years old and I was really into Pokemon, and one day I decided, hey, I want to make a Pokemon website. So I did, and it was by far the worst website I've ever made in my life, but it was something, and I really enjoyed it. I started building my little web application, and one thing led to another. I learned more and more languages, and it just blossomed into me becoming a programmer, I guess. This is better now, but at the time, there wasn't much community among the hackers here at Cal. I personally had to go out and really meet random people who looked smart in order to find who else was interested in entrepreneurship, who else was interested in building cool projects on the side. There was no go-to place, there was no Facebook group or mailing list where I could go and say, hey guys, I have a cool idea, I'm working on this project, who wants to help me build it? And I think that's something that was very deficient, but that's something that's, I think, improving today. My freshman year, there were 2 hackathons the entire school year. Versus this month there are 3 hackathons. I guess something that's happened more recently is that we've seen clubs in computer science focus more on the community of people who are interested in building things using their knowledge that they've gained by studying computer science, as opposed to just having fun and being social organizations. And this is definitely something that is happening beyond just Cal. And the trend is that computer science majors, when you're learning a new programming language, when you're learning a new framework or a new development environment, it used to be that you learn it from the book, you take the classes, put on your resume, get a job. That's great, that's cool, a lot of people still subscribe to that, but I think what's new and what's going to become much more ubiquitous in the future is computer science students taking what they're learning and applying it immediately while they're still in school on projects on the side, thinking of their own creative ideas and implementing them. Because the beauty of computer science is that I don't need expensive tools, I don't need equipment, all I need is a computer and I can use my knowledge and build whatever I want. And I think that's what's really magical about computer science. That's something that attracts a lot of people into the discipline. And that's manifested in the really robust startup community in the Silicon Valley. I think one reason for that is more and more programmers aren't just thinking, okay, I'm going to take my skills and go get a job. They're thinking, I'm going to take my skills, what can I do with them? What are all the cool things I can do? I really want to do something for myself. We're seeing that among students here at Cal also. Part of the nature of computer science is that you don't need that much formal education in order to do well in the industry. Technology is moving so fast that in top engineering schools like Berkeley, MIT, Stanford, you don't see them teach practical applications of computer science. You don't see them teach like how to build an iPhone app. It's all more the science itself. It's more about theory, it's more about algorithms and data, etc. And what that means is that you can learn and to do well in computer science at a practical level on your own, as long as you have the fundamentals. Formal education in computer science is not as important as, say, in medicine, where if you don't have a degree, you're not going to be able to do anything. It's definitely a risk because, entrepreneurship as a whole is all about taking risks. It's about doing something that others might not be willing to do. And seeing that entrepreneurship is becoming a more and more common trend among student population in EECS, it doesn't worry me because I think that being entrepreneurially minded, being creative about ideas and building stuff for yourself as opposed to simply trying to follow instructions that a manager might give you, I think that is one of the strongest and best traits in hiring any software engineer. So a lot of EECS majors have met me at various events here on campus, and I always tell them the same thing, especially if they're a freshman or maybe a sophomore. They should be taking what they're doing here at Cal, especially in EECS, very seriously because the potential is huge. And I'm not just talking about, oh, drop out and found a company. That's not for everyone, of course. But even just as an engineer, this is a field where you can make a huge impact on everyone's life, and you can also make a lot of money too. It's not something that you can't learn. It's not something where you have to start at the age of 8 at all. As long as you work hard and as long as you stay up late and do your problem sets and study for your midterms, I think anyone can really definitely excel in EECS.